So yesterday, the Los Angeles Lakers absolutely pulled out a great win, winning the first ever in-season championship. Lakers held the number one historically great offense to 109 points, which is ridiculous. Put up 123 and closed that out. They were in full control start to finish. Indiana, they made their punches here and there, but for the most part, the Lakers did a great job of just kind of keeping them at bay, keeping them honest, and never allowing them to really get back into the game heavily to a point where they started gaining momentum and gaining a lead. These three guys in Austin Reaves, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James were spectacular. Anthony Davis had just a monster game, 41 points in 41 minutes, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks. I mean, this guy was playing like the best player in the world, and we need that come playoff time. We need to see more of this from Anthony Davis come playoff time. LeBron James, he's LeBron James, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. He also contributed with 2 steals. Got to take care of the basketball a little better, 6 turnovers. Same thing with AD, had 4 turnovers, right? Those two guys have been averaging double-digit turnovers collectively. So got to take care of the basketball, but hey, there's always ways to improve, always ways to get better. But Austin Reaves, he was spectacular. Another big game, another big moment, and another big performance from Reaves. 28 minutes, he gave you 28 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, took care of the basketball, no turnovers, which I love to see. Still struggling to shoot the 3 ball. He's been pretty bad shooting the 3 ball. He's had games and moments, but overall this season, really struggling to knock down the 3 consistently. He was 0-3 from 3, 9-15 from the field, 10-12 from the free throw line, which last little knock, we got to make some free throws. Like, the free throw shooting is atrocious, right? 27 of 35, 77%. Got to improve. Most of our free throw misses came from Anthony Davis, Reaves. LeBron was 4 or 5 from 3. D'Lo even missed a free throw. Got to do a better job knocking down free throws. But we got to talk about Austin Reaves, right? So Austin Reaves has struggled for Reaves standards this season. He hasn't been the Reaves that we were accustomed to last year. But again, time and time again, in big games and in big moments, he delivers, right? The FIBA, the playoffs. LeBron James is out. Lakers are desperate. Lakers are in a win now, game 7 type of situation during the regular season. Who steps up? Austin Reaves. Goes to FIBA, steps up, Austin Reaves. Getting in the in-season tournament. Who steps up game in and game out? Austin Reaves. Who it was a big reason that we were controlling that first half? Austin Reaves. Right? He had like 21 at the end of the first half, which was ridiculous. He had like 13 in the second or something like that. Austin Reaves has been spectacular, right? And there is this sort of blown out of proportion type of just narrative with Reaves, right? Now, look, I have criticized Reaves. I have talked about how he needs to be better, how he needs to play better. But, let's not pretend like he's been trash, right? He's had games where he's been very bad. He's had a couple games this season where he was about borderline unplayable. Defensively, he's been bad, right? But he hasn't been, over the course of the season, hasn't been that bad. Like, people are making it seem like he's just been some scrub this year that has just been unplayable. No, he's still been very good, right? If he didn't have this hype and expectation that he had because of last year, people would be praising Reaves as if he's one of the best role players in the league. I mean, as bad as, quote unquote bad as he has looked at times, the guy's still averaging 14 points, just under 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 2.4 turnovers a game in 29 minutes of play. He's shooting 47% from the field. The three-point shooting is, like I said, is tough. He's shooting 33% from three-point range this season, but he's shooting 56% from the field in two-point range, right? He's still getting to his spots. He's had his struggles, right? Like, there's clearly defenses are targeting him more, right? So he's having a harder time. He's getting better defensive assignments on him. Teams are trying to contain him better. Also, the rule changes, you can see he's, especially earlier in the season, you're seeing the adjustments. You're seeing the changes by him. But early on in the season, you saw him trying to seek out contact and playing for the contact rather than playing just to go get the bucket. Because last year, he was great at just drawing the contact, getting to the foul line, and then, finishing through the contact or, at least getting the free throws and knocking down the free throws. Where this year, the whistle has been a lot tighter for him because the NBA is trying to get away from, teams taking a bunch of free throws and guys shooting a bunch of free throws, and they're the ones that are initiating the contact or seeking out contact, right? The flopping rule, all of that stuff. You've seen even like James Harden and stuff like that has had to adjust, right? So Austin Reaves has had to take a little bit of an adjustment period, getting used to, okay, they're not going to give me that whistle if I initiate it, if I kind of lean into it, unless it's something just clearly blatant. And so you're seeing him now look to just knock down the shot, get that separation, rather than before he would kind of lean into the defender and then try to get the shot off through that contact. Where now you saw, like, especially in this Pacers game, where he's kind of using the step back and stuff like that to get that separation, to create that separation, to get the shot off. And then if the defender's off balance, then he kind of just will get the contact and throw it up, right? So you're seeing Reaves having to adjust and be more crafty, which I've talked about in the past. I'm fully believe he will figure it out. I fully believe that he will get back to being the Reaves that we are accustomed to. Said it all season. I've been critical of Reaves at times, don't get me wrong, but he's deserved it at times, right? But he's not this like slouch. He has been very good in these big moments, which is what we're going to need come playoff time, right? Like what he does in the regular season, is we need him in the regular season. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to say that the regular season isn't important and that he needs to be, that it's okay for him to be bad in the regular season or anything like that. But we need him more in the playoffs, right? LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're the workhorses, right? They take us as far as we go, but they need help. And to have that guy in Austin Reaves, who they both trust, who they both rely on, who can go and get them and just help create just easier opportunities for them, as well as create his own shot and try to get AD the ball at times. He's got to do a better job of getting AD the basketball at times. But if Austin Reaves can be that constant in the playoffs again, the Lakers are going to be very good in the playoffs once again, right? Every time Austin Reaves shows up and is brilliant, the Lakers are usually winning those games and are usually excellent, right? So, look, Reaves is very valuable, very important. Now, will they make a trade is the question. And if they do, I do have a couple concerns about Reaves, right? So, like, let's say, just using this as an example, let's say they trade for DeMar DeRozan. How much impact and value does Austin Reaves have if DeMar DeRozan were to come in? Because right now, to close games and down the stretch, the Lakers lean on Austin Reaves to kind of be that guard that can initiate and get things flowing, right? And be another scorer alongside LeBron and AD, right? D'Lo has basically been taken out and been non-existent at the end of games. But if you have, say, a DeMar DeRozan, does that kind of neutralize Austin Reaves? Because now Austin Reaves, he doesn't get the ball in his hands as much. He's not going to be as effective. He's not going to be able to close the way that we can. I mean, he's still going to have moments. He's still going to have games. He's still going to be valuable on the court as a threat. But I do have those concerns if the Lakers do make that type of deal. And then also Austin Reaves, he needs to do better with on-ball pressure and playmaking, right? So he has talked heavily how he wants to be the point guard, how he wants to be the facilitator, how he wants to be the guy that is basically leading the charge. And the Lakers have obliged. And the Lakers see him as that guy. But you saw even in the Indiana game, he really struggled bringing the ball up under pressure from the defense, right? He's got to do a better job of just getting through that and fighting through that and making plays for others. One of the concerns that I have with trading D'Angelo Russell is outside of LeBron James, who is our other playmaker? Because Austin Reaves can find the open man. Austin Reaves can, make the occasional play. But there's a big difference between just hitting the open man or finding the cutter and actually generating offense through playmaking and making guys around you better and putting guys in position and running the pick and roll properly and all of those things, right? D'Lo has been the best player in the league when it comes to that. Like, or second best. I think he's second best this season. Like, literally. And he's also the main guy getting Anthony Davis the basketball. So Reaves needs to continue to work on that throughout the course of this season and get more comfortable in that spot. Because if we do end up trading D'Angelo Russell, then Reaves is going to end up being the main primary ball handler, not named LeBron James, which means Austin Reaves, I mean, I still think he'd come off the bench, but he's going to have to be more comfortable in those spots with that ball pressure, especially come playoff time, because teams are going to know, oh, pressure Reaves, he's going to turn the ball over. Or pressure Reaves, he struggles to bring the ball up. And that could be a problem come playoff time when you're dealing with just better teams, better defenses, better schemes, right? So it is a point of concern that I still have, but I trust Reaves to figure it out. He has continued to be just absolutely brilliant in these big games. He is still showing that he is that one constant that you can count on and that you can rely on, right? Big game, big moment. You know LeBron's going to show up. You know AD's going to be there. And you know Austin Reaves will be there. And so that bodes very well. Now, I still think the Lakers need to make a trade. I still think the Lakers need to go get another constant guy that'll just make things better. But I'm hoping that this is the thing, that Reaves can use this tournament as like that turning point and that building block to be more consistent. Like I said, he hasn't been bad, right? There seems to just be this narrative that Austin Reaves has been just terrible. He's had some games. Don't get me wrong. He's had some games where it's just like, dude, yeah, I don't even think you could play this guy. But he's starting to figure it out. He's starting to come around, and you're seeing it. And he's still showing up in the big moments, which is what you need, right? Like, yes, I want Austin Reaves to get back to being the Austin Reaves we saw last season and in the playoffs during this entire regular season. I would love that. But even if Austin Reaves just plays the way that he basically has for the most part, that's still good. And then if he picks it up and elevates in the playoffs, then that's fine. The goal isn't to necessarily, I mean, it'd be nice to be the number one seed, but the goal isn't to be the number one seed in the Western Conference. The goal is to win the NBA championship, to bring home that hardware, to bring home that Larry O'Brien. And if Austin Reaves is ready and a big part of that, then who cares what he did in the regular season? He could be atrocious in the regular season. But come when it matters and come when it counts, if he's just brilliant, then perfect. That's what we need. Now, again, I'm not saying you have to still win basketball games. You still have to, make the playoffs and stuff. But Austin Reaves has been fine. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been the super efficient guy. Like I said, his three-point shot is still not consistently falling. I expect him to figure that out like everything else. He's too smart, too talented, too gifted, too crafty. He'll figure it out. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you think that, he's been brilliant? Do you think no? Again, whatever it is, however you feel, I love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below.